All right, pop some music on your end, guys. Get the vibes going. And we're going to start on our booty. Feet in front of you like this. And we want our feet to be about outside shoulder width apart. And then we're going to start by twisting our knees to one side, trying to get our knees all the way to the floor, and then rotate to the other side. This is a really good hip opener. So you shouldn't need to move your feet. If you feel like you have to lift your feet to be able to twist, then they need to be a little bit wider apart and a bit further away from your body. And if you wanted to make this a deeper stretch, you could take your hands off the floor and go no hands to get deeper into the hips. Beautiful. Today's session, we are really focusing on our legs and booty. So that's going to be super fun. I'll get you to set up on hands and knees. Hands on the floor directly below shoulders, knees below hips. We're going to start with the cat-cow. So press the floor away. Really pull your shoulder blades apart, tuck the pelvis under, and then scoop the belly. Let that back sink down, pull your shoulders back. Press the floor away. We want to inhale at this point, and then exhale as you scoop. Inhale to press away, and exhale to scoop. And just start to pay attention to what your tailbone and your pelvis is doing here. When we're scooping the belly, our tailbone's pointing up to the sky. And when we tuck, it is pointing down towards our feet. That's going to be really important when we set up in this all fours position next. So we're going to find the midpoint of those two positions where you've got a nice flat lower back. And then from here, we're going to lift one leg off the floor. So keep your leg bent. You're going to draw a circle out to the side and then tuck that knee back in. So doing some nice hip rotations here. What I want you to think about is not twisting your hips as you do this. So we want our hips to stay still, and it's just our leg moving through that hip joint. So back and then out to the side. And then we're going to change direction. So we'll go out to the side first, draw a circle around the back, and then come back in. Draw that circle around, really press the floor away, stay active through your arms, opening up those hips there. Awesome. We're going to go onto the other side. So leg goes up behind you, heel to the sky, draw a circle around to the side, and then back into the middle. Up and around. Just small circles. We're moving through that hip joint while keeping the hips nice and steady. Beautiful. Change direction. So going out to the side, drawing that circle to the back, and then tucking back in. Keep those hips like train tracks towards the floor. Beautiful. One more here. And then we're going to go into a bird dog. So this is where we extend the opposite arm to leg out, and our goal is to keep that lower back flat. So I don't want to see it dipping down as your leg comes up. You want to just kind of glide your toes along the floor, keeping that foot close to the floor and reaching your arm ahead of you. Beautiful. Side to side. We're trying not to shift too much through the body. Really draw that belly button in and keep your pelvis tucked under. Press the floor away. Nice active core engagement. Beautiful. All right, just sit back on your knees, give your wrists a little bit of love because we're going to spend just a bit more time in this all fours position. So just curl those wrists around if you need. Then we're going to set back on all fours. Spread your hands nice and wide. press the floor away. Keep your pelvis tucked under, and we're going to drive our heel up to the roof. Really squeeze your butt and then come back down. Heel up to the roof. And again, we don't want to go so high that we're forced to sink through the lower back. Keep that pelvis tucked under. We're not going very high with this. Squeeze the butt, heel up to the sky. You might start to feel this more in your opposite glute, the one that's still kneeling on the floor. That's all right. It's doing a lot to stabilize us. 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to take that same leg out to the side. And again, not letting those hips twist or shift, just kind of working with your range of motion, opening that knee up out to the side. Beautiful. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly bring that knee back down. We're going to go to the opposite leg, heel up to the sky first. Think about switching that booty on, but keeping the tailbone tucked under. Draw your belly button in. Keep your hips and spine nice and active and stable. 3, 2, 1. Now we're going out to the side with that leg. Try not to let your hips open up. You're going to keep the hips like train tracks to the floor, isolating that side booty. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Sit back on your heels, give your wrists some love if you need. And then we're going to stand up for our first little standing series. Awesome. All right, we're going to be going into a lunge series. If you have some weights kicking around, you're definitely welcome to add those into it. Otherwise, a body weight is totally fine. So we are first going to set up in a nice long lunge position. So join me in that position. If you find you're quite wobbly, try and make sure you're not standing on a tightrope. You want your back leg to be out a little bit more hip width apart, and then you're going to have that stability. Cool. From here, we're going to tuck our hips under, drop your back knee down to the floor, and then from that position, we're going to drive the knee up, keep our balance, tighten your core, and then step back, drop straight back into your lunge and drive that knee up. So join in once you are ready. And our goal here is keeping the hips nice and steady, core tight, foot is spread nice and wide, squeezing the floor underneath you, helping with that balance. Step back and drive up. Back and drive. Good job. 3, 2. And the last one, drive that knee forward. Beautiful. Now we're going to set up in a curtsy lunge position. So this is exactly like our reverse lunge, but our back foot's going to be off the center across our back leg a little bit like this. So my hips are still facing the front, but we're targeting this booty a little bit more. So set up in that curtsy lunge. We're going to drop our back knee down, do a half rep, and stand up. Back knee down, half rep, stand up. Down, half, and up. Beautiful. And drive. Should definitely feel your booty kicking in by now. Awesome. 3, 2, and last one, little pulse. Beautiful. All right, we're setting up in our lunge, reverse lunge position on the opposite side. So we're going down with that back leg, driving up into that knee drive, trying to balance, and then straight back down to the bottom position. So joining in as soon as you are ready, drive that knee up, tuck the hips under. Beautiful, team. This one's all about stability and control. Ooh, losing my balance. So take it easy, take it slow. Otherwise, you'll find you're just too wobbly. Beautiful. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. All right. Setting up in your curtsy lunge with this leg. And let's go down, half rep, and drive up. Keep those hips facing the front. And drive. Beautiful. Awesome. 3. Good job, team. 2. And 1. Beautiful. All right, we are going to lie down now on your back, feet outside, hip width apart. So you want our feet nice and wide for this one. We're going to tuck our hips under, tuck your ribs down, and get your back nice and flush on the floor. And then from here, imagine rolling up from your tailbone. Your tailbone lifts the rest of your vertebrae, but we keep the ribs down. So we're just going to curl between those two positions, nice and slow, lightly tapping the mat and driving back up. Beautiful. Feet nice and wide. Press your knees out. Awesome. Big squeeze at the top. Beautiful. Next, we're going to bring our feet nice and close together. So still planted on the floor, but they're right next to each other. Then we're going to roll our hips up and hold our glute bridge here. Hands by your side. And we're slowly going to lift one leg up, bringing the knee towards your chest. Slowly lower that leg down and other side. So keep your ribs pressed down. Keep your pelvis tucked under. And as you swap legs, we don't want to feel our hips move or shift. You really want to use the tension in your body to keep everything steady as you swap sides. Driving through the heel that's on the floor, getting your glutes involved. Slowly control up. Good job, team. Keep pressing your ribs down, hips under. 3, 2, and 1. Don't drop those hips just yet. Scoot your feet out to be hip width, and we're going to do some little pulses. So drop the hips halfway and drive straight back up by tucking under that pelvis. Push through the heels with your feet. Drive your knees outwards. Big squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Drop your hips down, hug your knees into your chest, and rock side to side. Just loosen up that lower back. Beautiful. And when you're ready, we are going to stand back up for our lunging series. So setting up one leg behind you, dropping that back knee down, and then drive straight up into that knee drive. Down and straight up. Keep your pelvis tucked under the whole way, core nice and tight, taking it slow so we can keep that balance and stability. No rushed reps, guys. It's all about being slow and controlled. Awesome. Keep that pelvis tucked under. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Then same leg, setting up that back leg slightly off the center behind you into our curtsy lunge. Coming down, we're going to pulse 5 times now instead of just 1, and then stand all the way up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then all the way up. Getting that booty burn. 5 pulses, and stand. Beautiful. Keep moving through it, team. Three. Awesome. 2. And last one, 5 pulses. Beautiful. All right, onto the other leg. Setting up in your normal lunge position. Drop that back knee and drive your front knee up. Beautiful. Nice and controlled. Awesome. Two, 1. Amazing. Setting up in your curtsy lunge position. 5 pulses at the bottom. And then driving back up. Down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And stand up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Keep your eyes fixed on one point so you can hold that stability. Doing really well. Keep your pelvis tucked under, tailbone pointing towards the floor. Beautiful. Two more, team. Down for your pulses. One more time. Awesome. All right, now we're going to add in a little sumo squat exercise. So let's set up with your feet nice and wide, toes pointing outwards. With our sumo squat, we're focusing on knees driving towards the toes, getting as low as you can, and then coming back up. So just going to start nice and slow, knees pointing out, driving back up. Beautiful. Now we're going to add in 2 pulses at the bottom. Down, 1, 2, and drive up. 1, 2, and up. Nice, team. Drive your booty back, press those knees out. Amazing. All right, we're going to go down. We're going to do 10 pulses in a row. Let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Amazing. All right, lying on your back for our glute bridges. Setting up nice and wide to start with. Feet outside shoulder width, knees pressing outwards, and just start rolling the hips up, tapping the floor and back up. We're only lightly tapping the floor so we can keep that tension on. I want you to actively be pressing your knees outwards. Think of that booty as you roll the pelvis up and squeeze. Light tap and drive back through. Awesome. Keep squeezing. And last one. Then we're going to bring our feet nice and close together. Come up into your glute bridge position. Keep those ribs down, arms by your side. And then we're slowly picking up one leg at a time, driving your heel into the floor, press your ribs down and draw that belly button in. We're going super slow here, slow and controlled. You don't want to let your foot fall back to the floor. Lots of core engagement and activation happening here. So keep tucking that pelvis under, keep pressing your ribs down. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Keep your hips up. We're going to take our feet out nice and wide again, and then actually drop your hips down. And then we're going to come up onto our tippy toes on our feet. So bring your feet a bit closer to you, drive up onto your tippy toes, and then we're going to go hips up and down on those tippy toes. So don't let your heels drop. Staying high on the balls of the feet and the toes and driving those hips up. Beautiful. Keep pressing through the toes, tuck the pelvis under, ribs pressing down. On this next one, we're going to hold up at the top. We're going to do baby pulses on those tippy toes. Let's go. Little baby pulses, drop the hips, drive them back up. You got it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Hug those knees in nice and close. Maybe draw little circles if you need. Give your back a nice little massage. Grab a quick drink if you need to at this point. And we're going to go through that little standing series one more time. Alrighty, so let's get set up in our lunge position. Find your stability first and then jump into it, dropping the back knee down, driving up into a knee drive and straight back down. Really tuck your pelvis under as you're doing this. Get that core active. Nice. Good job, team. Big drive through, tighten that core. 2, 1. Awesome. Setting that back leg up in our curtsy lunge position. 5 pulses at the bottom. All right, let's go. Drop that knee down. 5 pulses. And drive back up. Awesome. Good. Really feel that booty burn. You got it. 5 pulses. And drive. Nice, team. 3, 2. And last one. Whoo, good stuff. All right, setting up in our normal lunge on the opposite side. Tuck the pelvis under and let's go. Drop the knee, drive up through. Super slow and controlled. Nice. Keeping that stability, that core engagement. Beautiful. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Okay, setting up in your curtsy lunge. 5 pulses at the bottom. Let's do this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. Nice. Keep that pelvis tucked under, ribs pressed down, and keep your core active. Nice. Almost there. 3 to go. Awesome. 2. And just 1 more. Nice. All right, setting up in your sumo squat position. We are going to go straight into 20 pulses at the bottom, all right? So let's set it up, toes pointed outwards, drive your knees out, booty back, and let's go, pulse, 20 reps. Nice and controlled. That's halfway, get as low as you can. 3, 2, 1, awesome. Standing up, then we're going to go down into a sumo squat, lift our heels off the floor, plant them and stand up. So we go down, heels lift, heels plant and stand. Down, heel lift and stand. Good. Pick up the pace once you're feeling comfortable. Really press your knees outwards. Drive your toes into the floor when you're in that squat position. Awesome. We drive through the tippy toes. 2 and 1. Nice. Stay in this wide leg position. We're going to drive our hips back, shift towards one side, come back up, and then other side. So your knee drives over your toes. You drive your booty back into that side lunge. Beautiful. All right. Once you're feeling comfortable, let's double time it. Boom. Boom. Nice. Drive that booty back. Move a little quicker. Good. You got it? 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Sumo squat once more, 20 more pulses. Let's go. Pulse. Good stuff, team. Halfway. 3, 2, 1. Whoo, nice. All right. Lying on your back into those glute bridges. One more time for these guys. Set your feet up nice and wide. This time we're going to start on our tippy toes. So come up onto those tippy toes. Press your knees out. Lift your hips up and back to the floor. Really drive your toes into the floor. Lift the heels and tuck your pelvis under. Check where your tailbone is pointing. We're going to roll underneath us and point towards our knees. Beautiful. 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Bring those feet nice and close together. Plant your heels on the floor. Come up into your bridge position, and we're going into that glute bridge march. So ribs down, tuck the hips under. One leg lifts up at a time. Really draw your belly button in, tuck the pelvis under. Beautiful. Good control, team. Keep it up. Nice. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Bring those hips back down. Come back to your tippy toes, just hip width this time. Drive your hips all the way up. And we're going into little pulses. Tuck the hips under. Drop them down a little bit. Tiny little pulses. Drive your toes into the floor. You got this. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Hug those knees into your chest. Maybe draw some little circles. Beautiful. And then take both of your knees all the way over to one side. Stretch your arm out in the opposite direction. Get a nice little spinal stretch. And then come back through to the center, slowly roll over to the other side into that big spinal stretch. Beautiful. Come back to the center, plant your feet down. You're going to cross one ankle over your knee and then grab onto that leg, pull it nice and close to you. Feel a big hip and glute stretch. Beautiful. And moving on to the other side. Hug that leg nice and close. All right, now we're going to roll onto our side and just finish off with a nice little booty burner to finish. You're going to lie on your side, stack both of your knees on top of each other, and your heels should be behind you in line with your spine. You're going to start by taking your hands to your hip bone and actually rolling your hips forward. So I want you to roll the hips forward and keep them there so that we are really isolating the glutes and not using the hip joint. All right, from here, we're going to lift our knee and our ankle off the other leg into the air without shifting the hips back. Bring it down to lightly tap and then come back up. All right, keep those hips rolled forwards. It'll feel like your movement's restricted a little bit, but that's all right. That's what we want. Awesome. Just lowering up and down. 3, 2, 1. We're going to hold that leg in the air. Bring your knee towards your shoulder and then kick your heel out so that your leg becomes straight. So going bent leg, knee towards the shoulder, straight leg out towards your other foot. Beautiful. Again, keep those hips rolled forwards. It's going to restrict the movement, but it's going to target the glutes even more. Keep your foot nice and flexed, tuck in and out. We're just doing one round of this, so we're really going to feel it this round. Beautiful. Tuck it in, press it out. We're going to pick up the pace, guys. Double time. Boom, 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 boom. You got it. Nice. Beautiful. Kicking in and out. Definitely feeling it heating up. We're almost there. 3, 2. On this last one, we're going to hold our leg out straight. And then we're going to bring our toes towards the floor in front of us. So sweep your leg in front and then drive it back up into the air in line with your hip. Forwards and back, just like a little paintbrush, but with our foot. And you shouldn't feel your hips moving as you do this. We need our hips to be nice and still. Beautiful. You got it. Keep the leg in the air. Going to push through this last little burn. 2 and 1. Bring your leg back to straight in the air. We're going to do little tiny pulses, little baby pulses. Keep that foot parallel to the floor. All right, now we're going into big leg raises, as big as you can. There's the burn. We can feel it. Whew. Let's go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Nice, team. All right, rolling onto your other side. Knees bent, knees and heels stacked on top of each other. Roll your hips forward, put your hand there, and then lift that bent leg all the way up. Beautiful, up and down. Only lightly tapping your leg as you come back. So we're keeping that constant resistance. Keep your foot flexed and active. 3, 2, and 1. Hold that leg up in the air. Again, tuck the knee into your shoulder and press the heel away. Again, keeping those hips rolled forwards. Tuck the knee in and out. Nice and controlled to start. Keep your foot flexed, really press your heel away from you. Awesome. Almost there, team. All right, we're going to double time now, okay? Boom, 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 boom. Speeding it up, going as quick as you can. Knee in, leg out. Whew, you got it. Keep pushing through, keep that foot flexed. Awesome. 3, 2, 1. Leg comes out straight. We're going to sweep it in front of us towards the floor and bring it back to hip length. Not moving our hips as we do this. Our hips in the same, nice and steady. It's just the leg moving. Beautiful. Keep your leg nice and high as you bring it back. Nice, team. 2, 1. Keep that leg in the air, almost there. Little baby pulses. Keep it nice and controlled. Flex the foot. You got this. 3, 2, 1. Into big leg raise as much as you can. This is a tough one. Let's go. All the way up. You got it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing, team. All right, sitting up for me. Hands behind you, feet in front. Cross one ankle over your knee and just actively press that knee away from you to feel that stretch through the hip and glute. If you're in a deeper stretch, you can bring your foot closer towards your hips. Ooh, big stretch after that session. All right, move on to the other leg. Press that knee away from you. Nice. All right, and then we're going to set our legs up at a 90 degree in front of us. Tuck your outside leg in nice and close. And then lean back. If you can drop to your elbows, then do so. Otherwise, you should still be feeling a stretch down the hip and thigh of the leg that's on the outside. Good job, team. All right, moving on to the other side. And leaning back. Beautiful. Sitting back up, bring the soles of your feet together. Pull them as close to your hips as you can and let your knees fall out to the side. You can lean forward or put a bit of tension on those knees to feel that stretch through your inner thighs. Awesome. And just finish off with some nice shoulder rolls because they are always good. All right, thanks for joining me today, team. Hope you enjoyed it, felt the booty burn, and I'll catch you guys next time.